to room 203's presentation on Reflections of Frankenstein or The Modern Prometheus by Mary Shelley. We are Mrs. Lynch and Mrs. Bruno. We are the co-teachers in class hours 4, 5, and 7. And we would like to thank our panel of district guests and honored alumni for taking their time out to attend this presentation. So we would like to welcome you, Dr. Ganakis, Mrs. Cole, Mr. Blakesley, Mr. Jason, Mrs. Demarest, Ms. Mayfield, Ms. McComb, and our alumni, Eric Lynch, class of 2011.
Today, the students will share with you their journey towards understanding a classic novel embedded in the heart of Romanticist period. Our students have worked very hard to bring enjoyment of their labors and creative expressions to you. So please sit back and allow the students to take you back in time where science and technology were on the cusp of discovery.
Good morning to everyone. My name is Miss Robin Murray, and I would like to introduce this young man because he took an initiative, because in our classroom, we believe in differentiated instruction, but we also believe in the depths of knowledge, where we go and have the analysis, interpretation, and make sure that they're able to process. Without further ado, it gives me great pleasure to present Mr. Elijah Savoy and his analysis of Paradise Lost to Victor Frankenstein.
Good morning, I'm Elijah Savoy of Miss Murray's World Literature class, and this is my analysis of Frankenstein as it relates to Paradise Lost. Frankenstein in terms of Paradise Lost, if Satan made a friend. When asked to make a direct comparison and analysis between the two pieces, Frankenstein and Paradise Lost, I found that I could never bring myself to commit to justifying an absolutely adjacent comparison of the characters, as it would have not been true to my actual thoughts, and thus a subpar work. I therefore, in my analysis, compare the characters of the two pieces in loose multi-role relations that I saw best fit them. This is in contrast to forcing them to fit the roles in the painful way English students are often forced to do, that we may be guided or more accurately corralled into believing they belong. These are my simple thoughts as to whom is similar to whom in the tales of Frankenstein and Paradise Lost. When looking at the character Victor Frankenstein as the creator, we may first be inclined to compare him toward God. However, I turn away from this comparison as Victor is flawed in almost all of his actions, where in Paradise Lost, God is a perfect entity. God first took pride in his creation of man, because he saw him as beautiful and part of him, whereas Frankenstein abhorred the existence of his creation and abandoned it. Frankenstein believes that all of his actions are justified and simply a victim of circumstance, as he often turns the guilt of his actions into self-pity. In this way, he actually resembles the part of Satan, who saw himself as just despite his horrible actions. This comparison is strengthened further by the fact that Frankenstein, like Satan, sought to be God in his quest to create life by artificial means. The creature Frankenstein creates is instantly thought of as Adam, being the first creation of Frankenstein, God. Yet, once again, I turn away from this comparison because Adam was in no way malicious or foul towards God as his protector. The creature, however, envies Frankenstein's life and seeks to be like his creator rather than content to be merely creation. This means the monster more accurately is of the same characteristics as Satan. Now surely you are wondering how both characters in my analysis can be compared to Satan. The reasoning behind this is simple. To me, the closest fit to either characters in Frankenstein in relation to Paradise Lost is Satan. Satan is the evil semi-protagonist of the epic Paradise Lost, and all three characters do evil and stand to defend their actions as if there were any proper justification for their deeds. It is more likely than not that Paradise Lost influenced Mary Shelley substantially when she wrote the relationship between Victor and his creature. However, she most likely sought not to absolutely copy the formula by maintaining the sad realism of the imperfect qualities of humanity. In her efforts to create originality and realism of Frankenstein, Mary Shelley created a story of two Satans, and more accurately, the story of how one Satan created another.
We have to train our children in the ways that we want our children to go. So you have to excuse us. I'm a little bit collegiate. Church of God in Christ is all in me, so we got to make sure. Thank you. We want to give him another round of applause. I told you he's deep. This young man is very deep. So again, you were looking at the depth of knowledge. We tend to, in our classroom, we try to go up and then come down. So the young people needed to have a backstory, and we know that most of our children have the foundation of Christianity, the religious background, and even a little bit of mythology. But the time period, they need to know in order to really wrap their minds around why Mary Shelley is still considered a classic. We are going to examine the period that Mary Shelley lived in. And I'd like to present Ms. Hannah Plunkett.
Hi, I'm Hannah. I'm from Miss Murray's 7th hour World Lit class, and I will be talking about Romanticism to get a deeper understanding of the time period that Frankenstein was set in. So Romanticism is a revolutionary time period for art and literature, and really just the way people started to look at learning. It was a movement that originated in Europe towards the end of the 18th century. It came about because of the scientific rationalization of nature. It was also partially a reaction to the Industrial Revolution. It had the biggest impact on art and literature, music, and things like that. But it also affected some politics and science and things like that. So it really just emphasized raw emotion and expressing your feelings through your different types of arts. And it focused on the beauty of nature and valued spontaneous actions. So for Frankenstein to tie into this time period, it focused on the emotions of horror and terror, which weren't really big things up until this point of the story being written. And so this was part of Romanticism. And Romanticism is really just, they wanted people to go and just be alone and express themselves through however they wanted to. And to be completely free and let their mind just be free and, you know, to express feelings in whatever way that they chose to. So that's about it.
Turn our attention to the genre of the Gothic novel. It gives me great pleasure to introduce this young lady because Samantha Silva, she started out very, very timid. And she didn't think that she could do it. And like I told her, you can do all things because we have high expectations in room 203. So without further ado, you're going to be pleasured by her station of her character, the criminal, that I'm kind of scared of when I read about it. And she's also going to talk to us a little bit about the Gothic novel. So at this time, let's put our hands together for Miss Samantha Silva.
My name is Samantha Silva, and I'm from Mrs. Murray's 4th hour, and I'm going to tell you guys what a Gothic novel is. A Gothic novel is about mystery, horror, death, and romanticism, and having a pseudo-medieval setting that will just pull you into the story as the plot unfolds. Woo! That's it.
wildest imagination, they can come up with some of the most terrific stories. So right now, I want us to go back in the time, that time when we were a child. I want you to close your eyes for a moment and think about the time that you got your first horror story. Please close your eyes for a moment. Now you can open your eyes.
Assistant, bring me some elixir.
Here you go. This is a bad idea.
Did I ask for it?
I'm just saying it's a bad idea.
Victor, what are you doing?
He is creating a disaster.
Seriously, what are you doing?
I'm making human life better.
You can't mess with God's creations.
This is my creation. I'm his God. Assistant, bring me some more elixir.
Here you go. We are going to die.
He's right.
Shut up and leave.
All right, you did.
It's alive! It's alive! Ah!
A spin of interpretation is always necessary and healthy. We want in our classroom to make learning fun. So when they put forth the effort, and I want to say to John Mangle's parents, if I don't see, they're right here. This young man has worked extremely hard. To the point where Miss Lynch had him typing one finger at a time, John. If it's one finger at a time, you're going to get it together. So I want you to know that he's put forth so much effort just to make sure that he had a creation that you would be proud of, because he mentioned you so much, Mr. Mangle. So I hope that you were proud of your young boy. Thank you. Now, Mary Shelley, also as we stated, the genre, obviously the gothic novel, the horror, the gore, the mystery. Yes, the manual crew wanted to turn a little spin to it to make it a little bit funny. But we have two young women that are going to come here today that want to really talk about our theme, isolation and persecution. It gives me great pleasure to present Anya Oury and Miracle Fuller.
Good morning. We're going to be reciting a piece called Through the Eyes of the Monster, written by us. Beauty was in the eyes of the beholder, they said, but the problem was I couldn't think with my head.
Life hanging by a thread, tension growing with every step I take. Can't catch a break, being made to feel like a disgrace. Leaving a bad taste to every person I face.
When I find myself a lady, my heart will be complete. I'll have a new feeling from my top to my feet. My pretty little lady will have a dark beginning like mine. Oh, how we come together and make each other shine.
I came to realization that destruction is all I'll ever be. My wish is gone, it has run away from me.
Beauty was in the eyes of the beholder, they said, but the problem was I couldn't think with my head.
As stated, we mentioned the differentiated instruction, center-based activities. This was really a directive of our administration. We wanted to make sure that all students here had the same expectations that they could be IB learners. Now, these two young people, Mr. Arthur Nash and Ms. Jasmine Wells, please come up here. I share this story because it's funny. It's truly funny. This young man, as I'm going through Frankenstein, he's just sitting with his head down, and he's steady scribbling. I'm like, you know what? I'm tired of Arthur Nash. Arthur Nash don't want to pay attention to me for nothing in the world. So I went over to his table, and I'm like, oh my God. As I'm talking, he's actually drawing what he hears me see. So I am so proud of this young man. And then this young lady, Miss Jasmine Wells, she told me, she was like, Miss Murray, I need to be able to visualize what this material means to me. And I said to you guys, I said, you know what? Anime it is, and traditional art it is. Our children here can tell a story through their hands. And I am so proud of both of you. So at this time, and I'm sorry, I want you to tell your story.
I decided that I wanted to do the artwork because to me the book was like it was a gothic novel, so in my head like I really like just dark stuff. So I was like, I really want to draw that because I like drawing that kind of stuff. And I decided to do this style because the book is very full of action, and comic books have lots of action, so I felt like it would portray the emotion really well.
Hello, I'm Arthur Nash, and I wanted to, because the book was like a gothic novel, and I wanted to capture it in the darkest way I could, so I drew the darkest Frankenstein drawings I think I could draw, so that's it.
We have some wonderful assistants. We're going to put these back at their display station, and if you get an opportunity, please, ladies and gentlemen, take the time to just really explore it, because the work is just awesome. All right, while they're resetting up our art station, this young lady right here, I hope this is not in her reflection, but she said to me, Miss Murray, you're my favorite teacher. I said, Mary, why? She said, Miss Murray, you will go off on everybody's because I can hear you down the hall, but you know what? You're my favorite teacher because I learned with you. You and Miss Lynch, Miss Lynch is kind, and then she said, and you are, I said, I'm going to hold that as a compliment. So it gives me pleasure to present to you Miss Mary Byrne and Student Reflections.
My name is Mary. I'm here to talk about the reflection of our class. This is a group of young adults who have learned to work together. We rarely work alone. We've always worked together. We have gone over assignments and have studied together. This is a group that you can be comfortable with and be yourself. As for two teachers in a class, it's helpful. If you don't understand something, Miss Lynch and Miss Murray can break it down for you. Miss Murray is strict and possibly can be one of the meanest teachers, but she has a good heart. She will be on top of you about your grades. It's because she cares. But however, she can be one of the nicest as well. But it's almost impossible to fair a class. As for Miss Lynch, she could be one of the nicest teachers, but she could be strict on you as well, even though I've never seen it. Throughout this Frankenstein unit, we have worked together, shared our thoughts and feelings on behalf of the class. I can say that we have enjoyed working together in stations and group collaborations. And thank you. That's it.
Young man of very, very, very few words to have some words. I do not know what Ms. Anthony is going to say to you, and I'm just waiting to hear the man of few words speak today.
Hello, my name is Anthony Burns, part of Miss Murray's 4th hour. We learn because the teachers help us understand the concepts of Frankenstein. They tell us about the horror, the gothic, the imagery stuff. That's important to the book. We have group collaborations that makes us work together and have fun and learn the concept better. We can work together in quizzes and stuff like that, which is pretty helpful. Ms. Lynch and Ms. Murray helps me with my writing prompts to help me get inspiration to write about something. And
This young man right here, I know that Ms. Demarest and Ms. Mayfield are definitely, when I told them, I said, Mr. Marion Briggs is going to be speaking, they said, okay, we're going to be here. We got to see this one. And I can say to you, I said to Marion, I said, Ms. Mayfield going to be here. I said, boy, you better go to that barbershop and cut your hair and get that line. So I looked at him, I said, Lord have mercy, this child done went and got his hair cut. He told me, Miss Murray, I got this. See, you gotta listen, you gotta believe in me. I know what I'm doing. So I want to believe in him, and I want you to believe in him as I believe. It gives me pleasure to present Mr. Marion Briggs.
I'm Marion Briggs, and I'm here to talk about dual collaboration and learning self-taught class. Hi, my name is Marion Briggs, and I'm here today to tell you guys about the group collaboration. When I'm stuck on something, I ask my partner Arnold, or if he isn't here, I ask Ms. Murray or Ms. Bruno. They make sure that the class and I understand the work. They will write it on the board, and it's called a do-now. A do-now is a warm-up focus on the book. Now, I'm going to talk about the vocabulary. The vocabulary helps us understand the work. The vocabulary helps us understand what the vocabulary means by the definition, or break it down and sound it out to pronounce the word. Some of the vocabulary from the book, some of the vocabulary is from the book Frankenstein, and some is just to do for a grade. The book summary are a breakdown from the chapter and a couple of sentences. Write down important information down from the book. That's all I got.
Okay, in our last presentation before we go into our center stations for display, 3 gentlemen that are going to buy me some hair dye. They buy me some hair, come on, you blame me to say, the person is going to buy me some hair dye. None other than Alex Guzman, Nick McCain, and Christian Sumrod with their presentation.
Hello, my name is Christian Sumrod.
Hello, my name is Alex Guzman.
Hello, my name is Nick McCain. And today we're doing a PowerPoint presentation on the criminal minds of a creature. The makeup of the creature was very ugly and distorted according to his creator, Victor Frankenstein.
Cognitive abilities. The creature was soon able to learn human language.
The birth of the monster. The monster was made in the lab by Victor Frankenstein.
Time period. Given the time period that the monster lived in, his only method of killing his victims was through strangulation.
Motivation for killing. The creature's motivation for killing was due to the neglect of his creator. The desire. The creature simply desired to be loved by humans. Abandonment issues. The creature was abandoned when created.
Values. The creature's values is a love of knowledge and reading books. Redeeming qualities. His qualities, he could connect with humans.
A good contemporary counterpart for the creature would be the Hulk. Like the Hulk, they are both wanting to be loved and not feared by humans.
Okay, at this time, I would like very carefully for all of my gentlemen. Can y'all spread? William and there, Juan. All of our station people, please stand up at this time. Okay, parents and to our panel guests, we would ask that you get an opportunity to go to share in our stations. Also, some of the people we're talking to you, we have what is called a portfolio in my classroom, and it prepares the student to be able to tell you as the parent, or any adult for that matter, how did they receive the grade they received, because I don't believe in giving grace, you have to earn grace in my classroom. And with this, the students had to do 24 summaries of the chapter to Frankenstein. They had 6 weeks of vocabulary. They had group collaboration projects, characterizations, 3 writing prompts. And Ms. Maya Raquel Johnson will be going over that material for you. These children truly, truly had a first year English 101, because I took it to U of M to see my classmates, the teachers up there, and she said, my goodness, this looks like a first year college unit. So for anyone that does not believe that our mission here in Lansing Eastern is Ivy for all, please go check out our portfolios. We thank you for your time, and we will be serving lunch promptly at 12:15. Thank you.
Behind the scenes.
You'll have to clarify that. You're behind her. No, you're at the state. You should be standing for a second.
So I want you guys to run it through it by yourself. I feel like you're ready. Call me over. I want to hear it,
Okay. Preparation.
Hello, my name is Alex. Hello, my name is Nick.
If y'all want to like step up to the side.
Pen? Does it matter? No, I got it right. I'm not gonna write down. Okay, I'll go first. So what is this? If we know what questions shake it off, okay? I'm not as nervous anymore because we're actually here and set up and everything's okay.
These are like the bruises we found on the boy, and the handprints that we did don't match up. This was the hand size and the fingerprints found on William, and this was the hand size and fingerprints of Justine, and they don't match up. Very well done. And the handprints on the board to represent the woman's hands and the man's hands. They took up their sizes. Yeah, my portfolio is right there. It's the blue one. Really appreciate it. I'm gonna get that.
This one doesn't take pictures. Stop it and start recording this one. So I can take pictures.
What? Stop it. What?
You did beautiful.
If you ever find yourself stuck in the middle of the sea, I'll sail the world to find you. If you ever find yourself lost in the dark and you can't see, I'll be the light to guide you. Find out what we're made of when we are called to help our friends in need. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Ooh, ooh, yeah, yeah. If you're tossing and you're turning and you just can't fall asleep, I'll sing a song beside you. And if you ever forget how much you really mean to me, every day I will remind you. Oh, find out what we're made of when we are called to help our friends in need. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah.